Alright, so I feel like it's been a little while since I made my last video. There's a few things to have a chat about in this video. There isn't really any one thing I wanted to talk about, but just some of the things I've been working on and where we're going from here. So one of the big things is the Kickstarter, and that was for the PV Pi that we developed, Raspberry Pi hat that provided solar battery charging for a lithium iron phosphate battery that we developed for remote off-grid applications where you might want to use a Raspberry Pi, and had a bunch of smart features that I talked about in a previous video. So for the Kickstarter, we had a goal of about $12,000, which was roughly about 100 boards, which is the sort of minimum that we thought was a good amount of boards to sort of make the project worthwhile. We ended up blowing past that in the first 48 hours and getting to, say, I think it was $48,000. I think some people dropped out in the end, but it was over 500 boards. So minimum 100 was our initial target, but we managed to blow straight past that to 500 boards. So thank you so much to everyone who supported us and backed us by getting the PV Pi. Our manufacturer in Singapore is currently making the test boards. We've ordered about 20 of them first of the final production design just to test them and make sure that they can make them correctly and that our final design all works, and then we'll do the full production run sometime in the new year. I haven't talked too much about the Kickstarter and the work behind the scenes. Originally, the initial idea came from some development I was doing, trying to make our own carrier board for the Raspberry Pi so that I could deploy the wildlife monitors in remote locations. I talked about in some of my videos how there wasn't really any good off-the-shelf solutions, and so we're looking into that and putting some money into that. But a lot of people were also interested in having something that did the solar battery charging, most importantly for a Raspberry Pi, because there wasn't really anything that was off the shelf. So originally I was going to try to take that work and develop the hat for the Raspberry Pi myself. I've done a little bit of PCB design and manufacturing and had some boards made in China, but this was going to be a lot more complicated than anything I'd ever done before. So I started chatting with one of my mates who does PCB design sort of for a living at the company he works for, initially just to try and get his advice about what I should do. And eventually I managed to convince him to come on board. So that was Matt. He's an electronics engineer. He does PCB design, schematic design, and testing and stuff for a living at the company he works for. And he pretty much took over the PCB and schematic design for the actual PV Pi. And I really appreciate him coming on board. What the PV Pi is, even this prototype and the final production design, is another order of magnitude better than anything I could have done myself. He's brought a real level of professionalism and polish that I couldn't do. So if you really like the design and really like the final version, he's really responsible for a lot of that. I've been more focusing on the firmware and the software design and also how we can incorporate this into some projects. But everything's on schedule. Again, our initial timeline was March, April next year, so we're still on track for that. While we're still on the PV Pi and the Kickstarter, I've had some questions about where you can buy the PV Pi, or will you be selling them after the Kickstarter campaign. We do currently plan on continuing to sell them after we fulfill the backers. The plan at the moment is to get some additional boards with the production run. There's just over 500 that we need to fulfill from the Kickstarter campaign, and we're trying to work out how much more we should put to manufacturing more of the PV Pis to sell in the future. I've been meaning to put together a, expression of interest form for anyone who might want to buy one in the future after the campaign. Still on the PV Pi, like I said, we've been working on some projects to try and test out the PV Pi in a real world situation and give examples to people about what they could use it for. So I've redeveloped the mini AI wildlife monitor. It's a bit bigger now in order to accommodate the PV Pi as well as the Raspberry Pi Zero that's in there. Pretty much everything else is still the same, except now we've got an external battery and solar panel. And I've been detailing the development of this a little bit just through short form content. I'll eventually put together a whole long form video in the future, but for now, just some short form videos. I've got this version, some passive ventilation up at the top and the bottom. And I've also got a version that has a heatsink that you can basically mount everything directly to. And it's not as good as being able to directly sync the CPU and some of the MOSFETs to the actual heatsink. This is kind of analogous to mounting the electronics to like a metal chassis and dissipating heat through the actual standoffs. It's not as good, but it's a sort of good workaround for buying an off-the-shelf heatsink and also incorporating that, integrating that with a 3D printed enclosure, and it seems to work all right. So all of that stuff has actually been only sort of partly what I've been working on. The main thing has been focusing on developing out the edge compute wildlife detection, wildlife monitoring system. I've shown a little bit in my previous videos, these larger enclosures that are 3D printed, got more custom hardware as well as the Raspberry Pi, and it has 4G, the solar battery charging, switchable outputs, and a whole bunch of other things. And I've been developing that for sort of commercial application. I'm in conversation at the moment with some conservation groups and some other government groups who might be interested in trialing and using this in the field, so we've had a lot of good positive feedback. I've been trying to balance it out between sort of open source projects and some closed source projects, which is what these larger enclosures are, in order to make this project self-sustaining into the future. I really like making YouTube videos and content, but I really don't want to rely on YouTube for income, right, to support myself. I'd much rather focus on developing auto ecology and these projects so that we can not only bring you more Raspberry Pi hats and other Raspberry Pi accessories in the future for remote applications, but also the ultimate goal of having an all-in-one solution that we can maybe sell into the future. At the moment, it's really sort of low quantity bespoke solutions for people who are interested. And that's mainly because the cost of development at the moment is quite high. In the future, we really want to be able to produce something that is more mass producible, but we're quite a long way off that. So if you are interested in potentially buying or using or helping us develop that technology in your field or your company or whoever might be interested in using this technology for a project, let me know or contact me through the Auto Ecology website. We can have a chat and see what we can do. My plan for the future is to continue developing the PV Pi and those projects, as well as the wildlife monitors, to try and build up a hardware software ecosystem that we can use. And like I said, I really want to try and balance the open source and closed source nature to try and make sure these projects are self-sustaining and we can continue developing them in the future, because that allows me to work on them more full time than the sort of part-time I've usually been working on them. But I also want to make sure that there are some open source solutions, even if those do sort of incorporate our own hardware. We want to be able to offer some cheaper or do-it-yourself solutions to spread the technology and to spread the ideas. If you have any ideas about how we could do this or how we could do it better, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. We've managed to develop quite a community, and I really have you to thank, not just for this YouTube channel, but also the Kickstarter. I know a lot of people came from my YouTube channel to support that Kickstarter, so again, really appreciate your support. We were really blown away by how fast we got to 100%, and even 500 orders we were kind of dreaming of, but we got there in the end. Other than that, I've done a few little wacky things that I think I've made some videos on. I've talked about quite a few times about doing stereo image recognition, so not just using one camera, but two cameras, as well as the AI accelerator, so that when we detect something, we can also get distance and estimate size as well. But that's kind of a side project of a side project of a side project at this point. In the future, I'll bring you along into the development through the PV Pi, and I'll show you the final design when we get them. And I'll show you the process that we've set up in order to test, program, and debug them. Again, Matt's brought a level of professionalism that I wouldn't be able to achieve on my own. We're developing test rigs, whole test setups, whole test software and everything. And what we've been able to develop there has really exceeded my expectations. So it's been really exciting. So anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to say. Hopefully in the future, I'll be able to make some more detailed videos on each of those specific things. This has really just been an overview of what I've been working on to keep you up to date with where we are with the Kickstarter and also the AI monitoring solutions. Again, any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.